Morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Hope you're ready to close the week out strong. Hope you got your exit plan if you're planning on getting out. Hope you got your plan if you're planning on holding on through the weekend and into next week. We'll be starting a new month next week, so that should be a good feeling to know that we're going to be heading into another month of a fresh new month of trading. So yeah, a lot to look forward to. All right, so let's do it. We got to go. And of course, first up is the S&P. And putting in some pretty strong bars to the downside there in the S&P. Looks like we're probably going to open up below this 5,800 mark. So look for some support around 57. If that doesn't happen, we're going to be getting below our trade winds. We get below our trade winds, we're going to be in a down market. So be prepared. Watch out this weekend. All right. This right here is ominous, to say the least. Next up is Bitcoin. Bitcoin continues to sell off as well, almost getting below its trade winds, running into these this open window here, or this garage that they left open when they took off and left the house. Now they're back to close it, but look, got our trade winds running into those trade winds. So these trade winds can't prop it up. They can't find some support in here. Look out below on Bitcoin. All right. Next up, oil. And oil continues to bounce on down. Hasn't been this low in a while, I think. It's coming back into this area again. Let's try monthly. Yeah, I guess it's pretty much the same for oil. This little heartbeat right here. So we're kind of back into this area again. So it's not completely dire. You can see we got it all the way down to $6 here. When was that? COVID? Yeah, 2019, 2020. Yeah, so we've been there before, so I guess I don't remember it being, well, everybody was, well, let me get away from that one. COVID was just a bad time for everything. But as you can see, some people got paid. All right. Anyway, oil's getting back down into this range, and I think back into here. So let's do this. No, I don't want to do that. Let's do this. We'll do this for our oil. We bring out the yellow caution tape for our oil. Another one down here. The yellow caution tape. Okay. So that looks like maybe our range, in between here. And maybe a little bit lower down into here, maybe on that one. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, like that. goes all the way across to there. So yeah, so we'll say this little range in here, $42. Look good? Alright, we'll go with that for now. Alright, so that's our caution tape. And on the oil. So we'll see what happens with that. If we stay within this range in here. Alright. So we'll see how that works out in the future. Alright, next up is E-mini, S&P, and continue to sell off like the NASDAQ and like the Bitcoin and like the oil, and I can go on and on, it looks like. Alright, got a little pause here. Looks like this little, maybe a little support area, but then we have the 150 actually come up also to act as some support. So our moving averages, our trade winds are coming up to maybe support us a little bit and push us back up, hopefully. If not, then we're going to get below these trade winds. We get below these trade winds. If this $5,600 area doesn't catch us, look out below in the S&P. Next up is Ethereum, and Ethereum continues its downtrending move along with Bitcoin. Next up is gold. And gold, oh man, there it is. Alright, so if we don't get some support here at 2,800, gold is going to continue to sell off also. So, but gold is starting to look weak, and these moving averages are rolling over, so like they followed it up, they'll follow it down. Yeah, gold looks like it wants to sell off, but we'll see. We're still in the up market on gold, so don't count it out yet. Next up is natural gas, and natural gas is getting into a down market. It's trying to hold on here in this support area. Put in a little doji though. So that doji right at first we did this fat doji, now we got this little small doji. So got the 20-day coming up, so it might help support it, but I don't know, man. It's looking kind of weak with the rest of the market. So, but we're still in the up market on natural gas, so no need to panic yet. Next up is the NASDAQ, and the NASDAQ, whoa, big sell bars. Alright, trying to find some support here in the trade winds. And if they continue to come over, maybe we'll get a little bounce up and force it higher. If not, get through these winds, then look out below on the NASDAQ, and we'll be heading lower on that if this doesn't hold us. Right now it doesn't look like we got anything to support us if we get through these winds. Let's see. Let us see. Yeah, we got. If we get through these winds, we'll be even below this potential support area here. Most likely coming back down into here. 17,000 on the NASDAQ. We'll see. If these winds don't hold us up like it did here, you look out below. Alright. Next up, silver. And silver selling off as well. Trade winds coming up to support. Maybe they'll do like they did back here and support it and keep pushing it higher. We'll see what happens once it gets into this area or gets closer. But we got a little support coming up here at about $31 on silver, so we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, if it doesn't hold, we get through these winds and get below them, those winds are going to probably force it down even lower. So let's hope for some support here at 31. If not there, at 29. If that doesn't work, then look out below on silver. Next up, the Dow. And the Dow. Look at the Dow. It's trying to hang in there, putting in this little guy right here. I don't know what he's going to do. Let's get a closer look. And this is sorry, I generally use the 3 month and a day when I'm charting, and then when I want to get closer look, I'll go to the 2 minute. But generally, I'm using the daily 3 month and a day chart. All right. Unless I go out further, then I might do a year, or I might do 5, or the max monthly. Okay, but right now we're doing a 3 month and a day, and as you can see, we got a little bit of sell off here in the Dow. It was trying to fight it off a little bit here. You see they were battling up here, but they just finally just gave up. This bar, 28th, yeah, this is today's bar. So we'll see what happens with that. All right, that is the Dow. Those are our majors. Now let's get to these other fellers. First up, Apple. And Apple trying to catch hold, some support here at 237, and got a trade winds coming up to help out. So we'll see what happens into today's trading and how today we close on this Friday. And did I say happy Friday to you all? Happy Friday, everyone, if I didn't say it already. On this Friday, we'll see what happens. But if we continue to sell off in Apple, I'll be a little bit nervous for the weekend with Apple if we if we sell off today. And I'm having a feeling that we probably will, just based on how the rest of the market's moving currently. Now, things can change real quick. We had these trade winds were catching up to help support a lot of those majors, so we'll see what happens with that. Next up is Albemarle, and I meant to set a timer so I'll know how long I'm working on this, so we're not getting too long-winded. I've been getting pretty long-winded lately. Albemarle put in a nice little green bar. We'll see what happens when it opens up. We open up and start heading down. We need to try to find some support around the $72 area, which I think maybe this might be our support area here as well. But our MACD moved up, crossed over, but it's a thin line in here, so we'll see what happens with that, if it can continue to hold on, or if it's going to try to roll up and roll higher. But we do have our trade winds overhead that's going to act as some resistance, and we have to see what happens as we get into these. If it does try to push higher, we have to see what happens when these guys come over, if they're going to force it down lower, or if it's going to be able to break through those winds and get above the clouds. All right, next up, AMC, and everybody knows the story there. Next up, Amazon. And Amazon, ooh, that's no bueno. So it looks like it's taking out this bar here, heading down lower, looking for some support around 200 on Amazon. We got a trade winds coming in also to help out. If they can't stay above these clouds and they get below this cloud cover, then look out. It's going to be stormy weather below. Next up, APLD. And Applied Digital, looks like it wants to continue to sell off and come back down in here. If the trade winds don't hold it, look out below on it. BITI is up next. That's the inverse of the Bitcoin, and I've been telling you guys about this for a minute now. So if you ain't already hedging your Bitcoin, what are you doing? All right, next up, Cake. And Cake looks like it's ready to start selling off and come down here and close this window. So if you're long Cake, if you're going to stay long and hold on to what you got, so for that dividend, then you might want to have a put or two in there somewhere, or have you another account that you can short it. But I think Cake is heading downward like the rest of the market. Next up is CNP. CenterPoint Energy is finally starting to show some weakness. If it just doesn't hold, or it's been in this little channel or this range, we don't get some support at 33, we're gonna get down below it. Once it tested for a resistance and the resistance holds up, then look out below. We're heading down to 31. All right. Then we got our trade winds coming up to support. If they can't hold it up, then and it gets below these clouds, then look out below. We're gonna have some thunderstorm coming through, and it's gonna be nothing but darkness overhead. Drama, huh? Next up is Corsair, and yep, Corsair is finally giving it up. Looking for some support here at $11.36, but pre-market we already broke below it, so it's going to be some resistance now. So if that resistance doesn't hold, if that resistance holds up, we need the 20-day to kind of come in there and prop us up and hold us through. If the 20-day can't do it, then look out. We're coming back down here to $9 or so. And then we got our trade winds look like they're going flat, so we may not even have enough energy out of these guys to support us. We'll see what happens. Maybe it'll come down in here and get some, gather the troops, and then use these winds to take off again. We'll see how that works out. But currently, Corsair is starting to look like it's ready to give it up. Next up is CrowdStrike, and CrowdStrike, same deal as the rest of them. Tried to push up, got to that 50%. Now it's giving it back. We may get a little, I don't know. It looks like it's going to be more like a little lightning bolt for these guys too. I was trying to stretch that out a little bit so it didn't look so. See, so we got that boom, boom, boom. So we'll see what happens with that. But currently, CrowdStrike looks like he wants to continue to sell. Trade winds coming to support. Let's see. Let's do our Chipotle. Chipotle is having some serious trouble trying to deal with this area right now. It's just bouncing around in here in the pre-market. Alright, so Chipotle got the little sell signal coming down in here. We didn't quite, we did reach our 50% point right here. We didn't get back up into this channel, but we did get to 50% of that move down. So we gave up a little bit. So we'll see what happens today, this morning, when the market opens. If we're going to continue to head down, back down into here. If we don't get some, if we can't stay above this in the next couple of days and we get down into here, then we're going to just, our moving average is most likely going to roll over and it's going to be all downhill from there. It's going to just roll and just keep pushing it down that way. So I think that Chipotle is most likely going to continue to head lower. Maybe we'll get down to about 47 and get a little bit of a bounce and just bounce around in between these two. $1.63, so yeah, give it a $3 zone in here. Alright, so and if it, that holds up, then we might come back up and retest this and just bounce around for a little bit until it either gives up or takes flight. Alright, next up is going to be Rocket Lab, because Rocket Lab is struggling. Got to close below this 2134. Not a whole bar close. We get a whole bar closed, and look out down here. We're coming back to 16. But currently, we got a support going on right here at about. Oh shoot! I'm sorry. They got us in the after hours. After hours, we're going to be down here at 1618. We might get a little pop back up to shut that window, but look out. Look out for a Rocket Lab. Don't trust that green come in and shut that window. Don't get trapped in there. Alright? Don't get trapped. Okay? They're going to open up down here and they're probably going to push it back up. But don't get trapped in here. Okay? Trade winds coming up. got this window still needs to be reconciled. So it needs to go down and shut this window or close that garage door. But it's got a trade wind coming up over here. So we're gonna see what happens today on this one. But watch out over the weekend. Don't be stuck in here over the weekend on this one. I mean, you can do what you want to do. I know what I'm gonna do. So be careful. These markets are crazy. Next up is Tesla. Tesla is proving us right, going down to shut that window, but it's getting below these trade winds. So to get that window shut, and it might be stuck outside. It might be stuck below these clouds. So watch out for Tesla. Get stuck below these clouds. It might continue to head lower. All right. Next up. Let's see. That's 11. All right. That's gonna be the last one. I don't know when I started, but I know I already put in at least 11 minutes. So we're gonna call that it. I hope you all liked already and subscribed already. If you haven't, what are you waiting for? Because this is dynamite stuff, man. So come on with it. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it. I was gonna say something about Nvidia, but that's Nvidia. Look out, man. Sorry, guys. I don't mean to laugh, but wow. Look at that monster getting below the trade winds, too. Got a dividend coming up in Nvidia, which was not too bad. What was the earnings? Earnings weren't too bad. So, yeah, they're just ringing the register on Nvidia still. So, be careful going into this weekend on Nvidia, because it looks like that's a big sell bar right there. So somebody snatched a big chunk of change out of there. All right, that's all I got for this morning. Thanks for stopping by. I hope this helps you for your end of the week. I hope you're all excited about the weekend and you got plans to go out and enjoy it and get away from this fun stuff here. Yeah, so take care. I'll get back with you on Sunday. All right. So thanks for stopping by. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and be careful out there. The markets are crazy. Wait, I said it wrong. And be careful out there. These markets are crazy.